Hey guys, it's Sam. I'm back with a plan with me. I really wanted to do one last week and I actually did record myself like setting up my planning, but then I never went back to do a voiceover, so it seems like it's too late to do that now, a week later. Maybe not, but I'm probably not going to at this point. So we are in November now, which seems so incredibly crazy to me. October is my favorite month and it always seems to go by so very quickly, and now it's going to be time for the holidays, and I'm not really sure that I'm like mentally prepared for all of that. But I am happy to report that I'm still doing really well with my new pen, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do a plan with me. You know, I've had a lot of struggles with finding a pen that I felt was really compatible with like the way I like to write and satisfied enough with my handwriting and not being a friction pen, which I know doesn't really seem important in the grand scheme of life, but I had used friction pens for so long that I was just kind of tired of using those pens, and I struggle with the felt tip pens, so it's just been a real struggle for me. And I'm not saying that one day I might not come back here and say that I'm tired of using this pen, but I think that it's going to be okay as long as I'm using it, because I'm not finding the same struggles as I did with the friction. If you know anything about the friction, you know that it does erase with the heat of the friction from rubbing the eraser. So there are a couple of downfalls to it. I have never had my writing disappear unless I'm erasing, another page or so very close to the other writing, and then it sometimes will take away the writing from a couple of pages. But I don't live anywhere hot enough that it's been an issue overall. But you can't highlight over it, and there's just a few things about it that was getting on my nerves, and so it's been all year pretty much of trying to find a pen that I enjoy. So I'm currently using the Pentel Calm, and it is a hybrid, just like the Uni Jetstream that come with the Hobonichi weeks. I have it in the 0.7, and that isn't going to be as thick as a gel pen that's 0.7, but I like it better than the Uni Jetstream, and again, it just has everything to do with really how smooth the ink is, the way I feel like it glides over the paper for my handwriting. And I also like the tone of that black ink better than the Uni Jetstream, which that might seem like, very minute details that shouldn't mean anything, but they mean something to me. So all that really matters, I guess, is that I've been really happy in my Hobonichi weeks while using them. This video is going to be edit free as far as the actual planning goes. I just decided to go ahead and leave all of the natural time segments of like making decisions and how long it takes me to decide where I think the washi looks good and all of that like little stuff, just because it wasn't a long video to begin with, and I think that maybe it's helpful to see what actual real-time planning looks like with the decisions and everything. So I had been heavily decorating, at least for me, for October, for my birthday and for Halloween, and this is the like last quarter of the year where all of the feels are for me personally. And although it probably won't be as heavily decorated as Halloween week, or the weeks leading up to Halloween, where I do plan to still decorate a little bit more than I usually do in my planner. I don't know, it's just, I feel festive. You're decorating your house, you're getting ready for holidays, you start shopping, which I know a lot of people start their shopping a long time ago for Christmas, but we just don't do that in our house. So this is like, you start making your lists and you start, planning out the holidays, and it just makes me feel a little bit more festive. This is the only time of year that my house is decorated differently, so I just decided to do it in my planner as well. And I do it like subconsciously. It's not like I'm like these are the 3 months out of the year that I'm going to decorate my planner. It just happens naturally, I think, because of my mood and stuff. So I'm here struggling to find my blotting paper, which honestly, it should be here. I have no idea where it is, but it's not where it's supposed to be. And then I was trying to keep my Post-its down here that I had just stuck in my planner, and those were driving me nuts, so I went ahead and took those out as well. I'm sure that I'll find my blotting paper eventually, but not there, apparently. So I was surprised that I was searching for it as long as I was. But anyway, so I have some washi tape on the bottom from Paperminty Studio, and her shop is currently closed. I know that she is not going to be back for the rest of 2022 at the very least. And then I just have some grid washi that I picked up from Amazon, and that is where I've sectioned off that right hand side of my weeks. The Mushroom House stickers are also from Paperminty Studio. I really love her shop, and I do hope that she comes back. I did highlight at the top for my first section with my Tombow brush pen, and I honestly did that just out of habit because of the other pens that I had used in my weeks that I couldn't highlight over them. So you'd have to use the highlighter first and then write over the highlighted area. You don't have to do that with these Pentel Calm pens, but I'm just so used to doing it that I forgot. Last week or the week before that was the first week that I had used them in my planning pages, and last week I know I didn't use any Tombow for the sections just because I had so much going on otherwise in the planner. I didn't want to I didn't want it to be like too loud, and for the pages to be even more distracting than they already were. But I'm really enjoying this kind of setup or layout that I've had the past couple of months with the weeks. So I take the left hand side. It takes me a minute to remember. I'm over here holding up an L. Oh gosh, I put my specific timed events on the little section that I have made with the line with my pen. Sometimes I use marker for that, sometimes I use stickers for that, but the last couple of weeks I've just been using my pen. So those are the things that I know that are happening at certain times. And I also have my work schedule on the side of the days there. I always work until 5-ish whenever the bank is finished closing for the day, but it depends on if I'm working a half day on our Saturday, if I come in at 8 o'clock or 8:30. So I only have written there the time that I come in because the time that I leave is just dependent on when we get out the door. I might actually switch that up when I run out of pages that I've already written that schedule in. I did see on Instagram the other day that someone puts the weather over there, and I feel like that's something that I did a really, really, really long time ago in my Hobonichi weeks with their tiny little stencils, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, because I have stopped tracking weather in the larger area that just takes up so much room, but putting it over there kind of more inconspicuously on the side of the planner, I think I'd like to go back to trying that. So we'll see. I'll probably forget and not do it anyway. I'm starting my things that I need to do this week, and I feel like I really need to think that through sometimes, because I always, as soon as I am done with my planning, especially if I am filming, I remember several things that I should have put there as soon as I finished. This week is no exception, and that's just the nature of trying to focus while focusing on something all at the same time. But I have a lot of tasks the last couple of weeks that I haven't gotten completed that have needed carried over, but we've kind of had a couple of rough weeks, so I'm giving myself grace for the things that didn't get completed, some of those being out of my control, and moving on. I am going to give this pen just a tiny bit of time to kind of settle into the Tomoe River paper. I don't think it needs as long as like I gave it, but I haven't been highlighting with this pen for very long, so I just wanted to give it a minute to not have any kind of smearing at all. I know that the 0.7 uni jet stream is the same. If you're using the 0.5, you can almost, or immediately highlight over it. But the 0.7, it'll just give a tiny little bit of smear if you don't wait. And I know that this pen is the same, so I was just giving it some time. I have found these pens only on jet pens specifically right now, but I did get an email the other day from Tokyo Pen Shop. They have carried these in the past and they are out of stock, but they're coming out with some really beautiful colors, and I signed up to be notified when they come into stock because I'm really excited about the colors that I see coming in the future. And these pens, if you're really into stationery, you know that pens can be like crazy expensive, and these are $2 something. They're somewhere between $2 and $3. So buying a few of these, no big deal. They do have refills for them as well. So having multiple colors of a pen that you love and then buying refills for them seems like a really good deal to me. I hope that you enjoyed this plan with me. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss out on future videos, don't forget to subscribe. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys and talking in the comments below, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye guys.